Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wavlength INTL episode number 3. I am Jaz.Wav, your host, and with me tonight I have
Oh shit.
Theoneoutkast, Tekknite, and finally showing up for the first time, Shadow. But for today's episode, oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. It's not good. It's not a pretty episode at all. So for those that did watch episode 2 that did get posted last week, same day of the dev stream, I did put a disclaimer in the description and in the comments saying that we will be going over everything that has happened to Mango since the situation happened, including the things that he has said and some of the things that he has said, as well as the other consequences that came in from his actions. Then we're also going to be talking about something that Rivals 2 got dragged into the mud of for no reason. We're gonna discuss Stop Killing Games and Pirate Software, because for those that don't know, a lot of people saw the things that Thor said on his stream. They weren't good things about Stop Killing Games at all. And a lot of people thought that because Rivals 2 was under his, resume for Offbrand Games, that he was the one that made Rivals 2, so we'll get back to that in a moment. And then lastly, we're gonna talk about a really hefty topic, being should Aether Studios part ways with Offbrand Games after what has happened involving Thor, or aka Pirate Software, and Ludwig, given his Berio Kart event and Mango getting banned from stuff and getting dropped from, well, you'll find out. But let's start off with Mr. Mango to begin with. So, long story short, Mango did say that he's going to focus more on himself. He's going to drop alcohol, get rehab, all of that, and he's 110% willing to take any ban that is going to be rolled out at any of the events that he either was going to attend or hasn't planned on attending yet. So, as far as we know, we won't be seeing Mango for quite a while as he works on himself. And that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Mango finally do something about his alcoholism problem, right? And it's a shame that it took him losing everything to get to that point. But we do all want to see Mango bounce back, because again, he is one of the most notable figures in in the Plat Fighter community and in esports in general. So that is good from him. Unfortunately, as a result of his actions, he did get dropped by C9. You know, after 11 years, and I think he was one of the Flat Fighter players that was on with that org for the longest time. Second to him, I want to say, is probably Hbox and Leffen, because that sounds about right. 10 years with Team Liquid for Hbox and 10 with TSM for Leffen. So that was a pretty hefty loss, because as we did mention last week, that kinda is the nail in the coffin for big name orgs wanting to look at plat fighters and potentially signing people. Uh then Supernova was the first event to say, hey, our our reigning champion actually from Melee is not going to be permitted to attend Supernova this year due to safety concerns. And as I mentioned before, Mango is willing to accept these bans. He understands that he has a lot to work on, and we're only just waiting to see if is any are any other events going to roll out bans. What's going to happen next, pretty much. Uh, other thing I did not mention yet, Mango's Twitch did end up getting banned. And that was one of his final ways for him to potentially make revenue and lighten this whole situation. However, Mango did say that he was going to stop streaming for quite a while, so that way he could focus on himself. But for yeah, that I think that's about it with me opening that up. Gentlemen, what do you all have to say?
Yeah, you go first.
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
God. All right. So the C9 drop, huge loss, and I just want to tackle that first, just before we get into the other like meat and potatoes, because there's also something I want to look at in the middle of this. In terms of like how much damage has been done to Mango. The reason why like having C9 like drop Mango is like super awful is because like one, it's not a good look, obviously, and then other big orgs, like Jaz said, they're not going to be interested. Now, Mango had that contract where other basically plat fighter players couldn't really get signed by C9, and since that contract is now null and void, they could, but they won't.
Well, why?
They're not going to go and sign anybody else because they're going to be like, if the tippy top of the best has fallen because of terrible behavior, why would we waste our time on someone who's like better than average or tippy top of one of the other plat fighter games? They're not as notable. They're not going to bring us in as much money. It's just, it just sucks, right? And in terms of him being banned, I don't think his Twitch should have gotten banned, and that could be controversial, whatever. Like, but that's like his last form of revenue. I was like, well, stop feeling bad for him, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like forgiving him, but I think if there is the ban, well, there is the ban, but the ban should be like a week long. He was banned when he was streaming on his own channel and got wasted and passed out on stream. This was on another stream, and when he did get banned, that was a week ban. Now, yes, this is different because it's at, like we said before, a public event. He air humped multiple people, including people he didn't know incredibly well. But I would just say the week ban, and that would be it, right? Or you can do 2 weeks, whatever. Not that he's going to come back and stream, Monday morning if he's back. He's like, hey guys, like he's not going to do that, right? But I mean, he has lost everything, and it does suck. And I mean, you can still have humility for someone that suffers with that, because you still have to humanize people at the end of the day. At least in my mind. And I forgive people way too much, and I give people second chances, and sometimes it bites me in the ass. But, I'm on that forgiveness train, and I feel like he can come back from this and he can be a better person. In terms of like revenue in general, he has the podcast, but obviously he's not going to be doing the podcast. And all of that money pretty much goes to Lucky. And this just kind of starts this terrible, terrible chain reaction. Lucky, don't quote me on it, but to my understanding, the vibe I got was Lucky was able to quit his job because Mango was able to pay him more than what his job was paying him. So much so that I noticed a background change, which meant the same place that Lucky was living in forever when he was streaming is now different, which means he probably moved apartments or houses or whatever, because now his living situation was a ton better because he was working for Mango. He does not have that luxury anymore. It is gone. And even if, like, let's say his Twitch did come back Monday, I don't even know if Lucky could stream for that time while Mango's gone. Maybe he could. Maybe it would work. And then he would still get that rev splitter or whatever. I don't know what their deal is, right? And that's also why the C9 portion sucks, because he had more money from C9. So it's affecting them. And on top of that, like the whole Ludwig event, it didn't help, because I went through 2 VODs. I went through Senna's, and I went through who else did I get? Extra Emily's, and I saw a video of a POV of Valkyrie. I didn't see her full stream, but I did see a video of a guy that like put clip compilations together, and there was a portion in there, and we didn't know all about all this until after we did the podcast last week, but there was a portion in there where Valkyrie was like, don't you think this event's like enabling him? And then word for word, Ludwig says, Mango is an alcoholic, and then proceeds to say how many beers they think he is drinking over the course of his life, like 10,000 or something, some crazy number. I get it, it's a joke, but there's still validity to it. And in my mind, no matter how drunk you can be, if you're watching out for your other friend who clearly has a problem and they're doing some bad behavior, be like, look, bro, you got to chill the fuck out. Just go sit down, eat some bread, get some water in your fucking system, and calm down. And speaking of water, Senna even says in one of the clips,
This Valkyrie.
it seemed like all the parties that were involved,
Yeah.
that were being sexually harassed. In the very beginning, it seemed like all of them were worried about Mango. The other people didn't give a shit. They didn't care. Senna, can y'all get Mango some fucking water? Oh no, I gave him another beer, ha. That person was sober. The one that said, I don't remember the person's name, but I do remember they said, oh, I'm not drunk, I'm not drinking. So why are you enabling it? That's crazy. Or they should have had a designated bartender that's like, okay, we got to cut this person off. But it was just like whoever the fuck wanted to go behind and pour more drinks or whatever. So I don't know. It seemed like people were concerned, and then later they either got annoyed and they got fed up, and then they were just like, what the fuck is happening now? Now he's got his shirt off and he's air humping people. Why is this happening? So, and like I said, Mango and Ludwig have been friends for I don't even know how long. They're not just acquaintances. They mess around with each other outside of the scene and all that shit. So why wouldn't you? And then furthermore, and I don't mean to hog this, but like furthermore, in his video, he said something along the lines of he doesn't feel guilty or he has no regrets, something along those lines. That's not a good look. You don't have any guilt or regret that your friend did some dumb shit and you could have prevented it, but you were also kind of drunk. Haha, lol. And it's for an event that you threw on, that you have money in, that you have sponsors for, and you don't just give a fuck? That's crazy work. That is crazy to me. That's not a real friend. If I guarantee Alex was there, Lucky was there, S2J was there, and they saw it, they'd be like, all right, Mega, it's funny and all, brother, but like, calm the fuck down. Alex would have just picked him up and sat him down because he's jacked as shit. But like, it sucks. And he's just lost everything. And it's just, it continues to just burn and burn and burn. He apologized 3 times.
4.
One of them was a long 4. One of them was a very long post about like all the shit he regrets and everything. And there were still people in there just telling him to delete himself, bro. Like, there's no cause for that. Just be like, look, man, you recognize you fucked up. You need to improve. And you need to prove it to everybody that you can improve and redeem yourself. Because everybody can redeem themselves when they fuck up. At least in my mind. So, that's all I got to say for now for the situations. Outcast, Shadow, if y'all want to take it.
Shadow, you want to go?
Sure, I can go in on
Yeah,
this
the
one.
people have not heard about you, so you go before I go.
Okay. I'd also like to interject an extra statement in regards to how Mango took all this, because in his tweet he had essentially said, "Yeah, I fucked up. I need to improve myself." And as a note, considering that out of every like major allegation that's been around for like years, because everyone in here probably already knows what happened during the whole Smash 4 era, the end of Smash 4, as I like to call it. Mango is probably one of the most adult about it, so kudos to him for that.
Yep.
And in terms of everything else, it's just a matter of, everyone should be able to improve themselves over time, but at the end of the day, that's an effort they have to make themselves and have it not be enabled, which, on that note, I don't like that it was enabled in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my take on it, so... I don't really have much to add onto it.
Oh man.
Outcast.
Ah man. All right. Well, with me, with going back to like his Twitch ban, like real quick. Yeah, no, I agree with like, yeah, it should be banned for like 7 days, considering of like how. Yeah, I am streaming on here, but like, holy shit, dude! Some of the things that happen on this site is even more degenerate as fuck. We literally had one streamer caught fucking on stream, only banned for 3 days. That's
I remember
insane.
that.
The entire hot tub thing, brother. I think that's
Oh,
more.
Lord,
I think
don't
that's.
remind me of that.
I think that's more damning, like on a like grand scale, of like more than like what Manga was doing, because at least nobody got hurt. In like the sense, right? Like, if anything, the only person like really hurt is Mango in terms of like yo, that this man could have died because of like how much he was drinking.
His blood alcohol
Yeah.
level. They were celebrating at a 0.32, and then it went a
I
little
thought it was
higher than that.
0.3. I thought it was 0.349.
It might have been. I don't remember what the highest one was, but I remember that video.
Oh my
And-
god, I was
and
disgusted.
Just to, like that, bro. That was
A
0.08 is like I think that's the legal limit.
That's the limit in that's like
Put that into
that's
perspective.
The limit in Quebec.
Like put that into perspective.
That's crazy.
0.32 compared to 0.08.
0.08.
And I think it was a little higher. I think it was a little higher.
Like
and you're just still like, and just like watching those streams was just so hard as a fan, because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still a fan.
oh yeah.
I just want him to be better, you know. And it's just like it's so hard. Like no one's there to fucking help him.
Mhm.
He's just
I've said it over and over and over again where like I don't hate Mango. I hate what he what he reps, so to speak. I hate the fucking like degeneracy of like, oh, just drinking till like you fucking puke your guts out. I fucking hate that shit, and it's really personal to me. Like why? Like, cause like I've grown up around people that are alcoholics, so that's why.
Yeah.
That's why it's personal with me. That's also like you guys were never there for like the arguments I've had to sit through, the fights almost breaking out. That shit still messes with me as an adult. And that's
Yep.
why I'm like, if Mango at the tippy top is doing shit like this, why can't O2 or Timmy follow his hero and just do the same things as Mango? Oh, it's cool
Yeah.
when he does it. He had to have been punished. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, guys. Like getting dropped from C9, that hurts, but he should have had his wake up call earlier when he got arrested or detained, whichever one.
yeah.
Like that should have been his wake up call, because like C9 bailed him out, which I thought was insane. I thought he was gonna get dropped right then and there.
Yeah.
Like bail him
It's-
out and then drop him. That's what I thought was gonna happen, and they didn't drop him. I'm like, oh, bro, this motherfucker has to do like the worst imaginable thing, like or like close to it. And sure enough, it's what happened. And
Yeah. Pretty much.
I also feel bad for him because it's like he grew up in an era where like alcohol is and it still is really glorified, right? We're only just deterred because it's expensive. Think about that. But also like he grew
Yeah.
up in a time where it's like, yeah, he could drink an atrocious amount when he was younger, and then he kept getting enabled over and over and over and over through the years. Because like when did he start
Yep.
competing in Melee? In 06?
Something like that.
Yeah, so he's high-
he's like 31, 32.
33 right now.
32.
Yeah,
Wait, no,
33.
is he 33?
He's either 32 or turning 33.
Yeah,
Or is
regardless.
there- either way.
You cut. So he was competing with what, 14, 15?
So like 2 years later, he's probably drinking, and then he
So he's-
finds out he has
yeah.
a party gift of like, yo, drinking a stupid amount. So 16, take 16 minus that by 33. My G is like fucking drinking his guts out like for 18 years or 17 years.
Yeah.
Like,
It-
and he's being constantly enabled. That's why I don't hate him. That's like, yo, you had like the worst draw being part of like the Melee community around that time, and now it causes that ripple effect of like, oh, now you're creating more of you, which like, dog, this sucks. And it's also like hard too because like he's goated at the game, and he's fun to be around. He's charismatic, so therefore people on the outside are gonna fucking copy that shit too. It just keeps compounding. So punishments had to have happened, but yeah. No, like, for events banning him, man, Jesus Christ. Oh boy. I mean,
But
sure, but like, he would have just self-exiled anyways.
yeah,
Like, I'm surprised Supernova pulled the trigger on that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised any event is even making that type of announcement.
yeah, like it's probably much needed. But to also kind of like just bounce off of the whole like, because this is just as you were talking, I was just thinking about stuff like just people in the replies being and quote retweets just being so pissed off at to all of his apologies, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
And
get to that.
them saying that like, you know, why are you making this about yourself? He's saying he wants to be redeemable, and just to like, if anybody is a doubter, one of his friends, Alex19, he just put this out that it was his 2-year and 6-month milestone since he was last drunk ever. And his wake up call, I think, was his DUIs. He did go and do some time, and he turned his life around. So it's not impossible. You know, it's very possible. And I even tweeted, I was like, congratulations, super proud of you, man. You know, I don't know what their relationship is nowadays, but I was like, if you and Manga are still cool, like, he probably needs you more than ever. He needs all his old school homies from way back then more than ever, because no one else, Ludwig, wants to fuck with him. I mean, yeah, they probably still talk, but he's probably just like, hey man, hope you're just not drinking. That's it. See you later. Going to throw an event. I don't mean to throw a ton of shade, but it's just like, as a friend, it just really
we'll get to
pisses
that.
me off.
We'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
yeah. But for the other replies, oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, also worth noting that Ludwig is doing stuff at Supernova where he made Melee free and is supposedly doing stuff with Rivals too, but we'll come back to that in a moment. I also want to point out that at the time that Mango's Twitch got banned, or was about to get banned, he was doing a subathon, and I want to say Joey was online at that point.
God.
So...
You didn't even know what happened.
Yeah, he had no idea what happened until, I guess, either Mango told him, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna leave a message here that says Mango will be on in a couple of hours to explain what happened. He never got a chance to explain what happened in his own words either. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. But Outcast, you have anything else to say?
Yeah, so going back to those apologies, I'm gonna be honest, guys, that first one fucking sucked. Like, that one was not good, personally. The second one, that was like, that's all he needed. Because it finally hit him, like, oh, I really royally messed up, right?
Yeah.
That third one, I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Bro, you could stop. Like, for people that didn't get it by the second one, they're not gonna get this one. You can stop. Go get better.
The turnaround one was where he says he couldn't sleep and he feels like he let so many people down. I think that one was the good one.
I think that was the second one.
The other ones were... Well, yeah, the good one. And
the third one was like the third one was also good, but it's like, oh shit,
yeah,
dude. The people that
after that, each one got better.
No, each one got better, but he could have just stopped at the second one, because if they didn't get it after the second one, like, fuck them, like, they were never gonna turn around.
Yeah.
They just want to hate, which I think is inefficient as that's so inefficient.
Yeah, in one of them, he talks about like how he did reach out to apologize to these people privately, and like also in one of the like Ludwig videos, he talked to the parties involved and they like forgave Mango. They're like, yeah, we still have Mango, you know, all that type shit. But for the people that were responding and saying everything they were saying, and then like some people were like, wow, really, really shitty of you to not tag the people that was involved and you're just saying that you
That's-
apologize to them privately, I just want to tell you, it's none of your fucking business.
Exactly.
You weren't there. You weren't involved. It didn't happen to you. Like, get off your high horse. We don't need fucking proof. If one party says that they apologize privately and the other party is agreeing, and then the main party of the event holder said that they're fine and they forgave Mango, then it's none of your fucking business. Because if said people involved didn't get apologized to and Mango said he did when he really didn't, you don't think that they would tweet out and light his ass on fire saying, no, you fucking didn't. You didn't respond to me. You didn't reach out to me and say sorry. They would. They're all figures on the internet. They would all do that. But for anybody that's being like, source?
Grok?
Fuck you.
Grok, is this true?
Yeah,
Like,
Jen-
it's private business. It has
yeah,
nothing to do with
genuinely
you.
Fuck those types of people, by the way. Fucking
Like-
ridiculous, honestly. Like, why are you trying to get involved in businesses, in stuff that's none of your business?
Yeah.
Right, it's handled privately for a reason. It's private out of respect for the people that were affected.
Exactly.
Just leave it private.
Plus, you really want to describe what happened on like it's literally what happened on video is like literally what like we all fucking saw what happened.
Mhm.
It's literally it's literally so quick for Mango to apologize in private. Why does he need to perform? Like, it's literally
Exactly.
people on the internet are entitled to like the fucking personalities like, oh, dance monkey dance. Quite
Yeah,
literally.
seriously. There's a massive difference, by the way. Like, I'd like to preface this. There's a massive difference between being in the know and essentially stoking the flame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
Let's
I
talk
think
about
that
Ludwig's
wraps up.
involvement then, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go on and move on to Ludwig, who, as we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, at least Tech mentioned a little bit earlier, is under fire for essentially just being a fake friend and just kind of saying, "Oh, I'm glad that Mango is banned from my event now."
You want to
Because
start?
and Tech already said it a little bit. Because again, a real friend would help out their other friend who's like needs people in like times like this, right? And simply brushing it off, just saying, "Oh, Mango's Bandits, whatever," going back to your regularly scheduled streaming, and then apparently having your people ban anybody that brings that up in your chat, which
Oh, what?
I get it.
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know that either.
Holy shit!
I get that you don't want to start up controversy, but this is a serious matter that happened at your event.
Yeah.
And to
saying
brush
that
it
Mango's
off
an
like this,
adult. Exactly.
to brush it off like this, and yes, Mango is an adult, but also if you say that you are his friend and you've known him for a long time, then help him. Don't just brush him off. Even Mango's wife of all people called him out on that.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's like a lot of people from both in and outside of like the Black Fighter space are like getting on Ludwig for that, because that's not what a friend does. Friends look after each other.
Yeah.
I know if something's wrong with me on a given day, you guys will have my back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've had our late night talks about life and shit and just helping each other through it. We've all had shitty nights. Like, we've been here, bro. It's like
Marvel Rivals, man. Oh my.
oh, you.
It's.
Yeah.
But
But I mean,
Marvel Rivals nights or something.
yeah, they were. But like, I mean, everything Jaz said is just like
yeah.
it's also true. I mean, there's if you guys are watching, you know, at this point, you know, there are multiple streams of Ludwig talking about the situation. It's like 3 or 4 where he mentions it, and then, you know, especially after the event, he talked about it for like 25 minutes, and I listened to it because I wanted to get first of all, every perspective of every person that was there. I didn't want clips. I hate watching clips out of context. Not that I was going to justify him doing what he did, but I'm like, how did we get to this point? And it started off with Mango drinking 7 beers before he even got started. That's in a video. And like, I might put it in the comments and you guys can go look at it yourself. There'll be a whole fucking catalog maybe if I have time for it. But like, it's just so, it's frustrating because you can't talk to these people. Not that I'd want to really talk to them, but I'm just like, bro, hello, like, wake up, like, help your homie, bro. What's going on here? So, you know.
All right, Shadow, you want to go?
I don't really know what else to add.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of knocked the wind. I mean, so going back to like the whole friend thing, like him being a shit friend, like Jesus Christ, dude, like you've known this guy for X amount of years. It's not months or weeks. It's been years. And you're not helping out your homie. That's crazy talk. I mentioned it in the last podcast where it's like, example, a celebrity being a shit friend, Pharrell Williams, for like taking the IP of like a idea that they started or in the record label that they started, him and Chad Hugo, and you're leaving him out of like having like getting royalties from that. That's fucked up. If it's like it, the point being is like if Pharrell can do that to like a friend that he's known for more than like almost like I think it's almost 30 years. It's well over 30 years actually, right? If you can do that to him, what can you do to like anybody he does not fuck with? It's the same thing with Ludwig. If he can drop his friend within like just like that, I'd hate to be on the other side of him.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy. That is messed up. I personally wouldn't trust him. Like it's like that's what it's giving me.
Yeah.
Like
Now, I don't think he's like completely ignoring Mango, but
no, he's fucking handing the beer. He's handing the beers to him.
No. What I mean is like now, like at this point, like I don't think he's completely ignoring Mango. Like if they are talking, but like no longer going to events, he probably doesn't want to be seen around him at all, even if he comes back. That's just the hypothesis that I'm coming up with. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a shit thing, you know. And we just want to make sure that he gets the help he needs. He can come back, and it's not just a further spiral because it doesn't. It can stop now, get the help, and then get better. Start that track to recovery instead of just like it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You know.
Okay. I'm gonna interject a sec. I mean, this is like probably one of the instances where I want chat, a little bit of chat's perspective, and like that's like probably one of the benefits of like catching us live doing this podcast. So what
Actually, yeah, because
what B said in
I was
chat in
actively
YouTube chat.
typing something up for chat. Yeah.
Let's go through.
To answer your question, Goof, and
Yeah.
I apologize for cutting you off, Outcast, because I was like actively typing something up, and you're right.
Yeah, no, you go, Jazz.
We don't know if Ludwig is like secretly behind the scenes, like trying to help out Mango. We just know that based off of his mannerisms, the way that we clearly saw the clips of him encouraging and enabling Mango, barely doing anything to interject with like his behavior. He only stopped something once, but once isn't enough when everybody that was affected was like, uncomfortable. Then just went back to making content and streaming with others. It's hard. It's honestly rubbing off to us as like he really does not care. But we don't know for sure if he's doing anything behind the scenes. We can only assume that based off of his mannerisms that he's just brushing everything off.
Yeah. His good to suspend. I mean, it's for events in general, for Ludwig's events. I mean, it's up to him, but I don't even think Mango even wants to fucking go to Ludwig's events after this shit. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Under budget.
Like, dude. So there's that. For in terms of like just melee events, I think personally, yeah, he should be banned, but like a perma ban if he's shown to. Okay, we didn't actually get into that. We can come circle back to that for a moment. Personally, for me, like, if he's shown that like he's changed, just in general, like he's just completely quit drinking cold turkey, then like sure, but it's at the discretion of like how long should it be? Because like they've been very inconsistent with this.
Yeah, there needs to be like such a good like revision of like a code of conduct or something, or like it break it down. Like I don't. It's not a 6-month thing because
No.
rehab is not a 6-month thing. It'd probably be like a year and a half, you know, and then on top of that, this is going to be like a not a spiral, hopefully not, but like Mango likes competing, and I don't think he would be practicing throughout this, let's just say a year and a half, until he can come back. I don't think he's practicing this year and a half to come back because, one, he's not playing really against anybody. He can't go to tournaments. The motivation's going to die. So then he dips, and then he'll feel sad when he does come back and he doesn't perform well, and he'll be like, all right, fuck it, I retire. So that, like, this moment, like, it could be the end of his professional career as a Melee pro, but not the end of his career as a streamer, because he can make a comeback. He can do different shit. He is an entertaining guy, not just when people are like, oh, he's so fun when he's drunk. Like, he is an entertaining guy. There's a reason why he has the viewers he has.
Yeah.
And just to kind of bounce off of Goof's comment about, so you mean he's a shit friend for what Mango was doing at the event, and Ludwig was encouraging that type of shit. I do think it was encouraged because like there is a clip that's it's Mango just hit a .32. Woo! Everybody cheer, and they all cheered.
He's on his 14th beer.
Yeah, and all that, and I mean, like, even when somebody was going to get a shot, and Mango took a shot from the so there was a person pouring shots for people, and I think it was Emily, Maya, someone else that they knew, and they were going to take a shot together. And then Mango came and took the shot. He was like, "No, it's my shot," and he was like, No, it's my shot. And then after that, he was like, oh, whatever, you can take it. And I guess maybe he just like, oh, I don't know this guy type of stuff. But like, I don't know. That's just like another moment where I was like, someone should probably be like, stop. You need water.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, it wasn't just like Mango that like needed water. Yeah, there was multiple people. There was,
my
like,
God.
I don't know this. I don't know the streamer's name, but he was that really big, tall. He was the tallest person I've ever seen on a stream. Like he must have been at least like almost 7 foot. He had a gigantic pink shirt, so it was like very bright, and at one point he was kind of like nodding off, and then someone came and got him a water because they were like, "You need a water," and he was like, "Is this your water?" And he was like, "I don't know." So they got him a fresh water. So why didn't anybody get a fresh water for Mango so he could drink a fucking water? You should be helping everybody, you know.
I forgot what his name was, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, this guy seems like he's kind of gone too. And then
everybody at that event was gone, but I want to touch on
true.
this. I want to touch on this real quick. So, what Beast was saying in YouTube chat is like it could for Ludwig at the event, it could be a bystander effect, where nothing has happened when Mango has drank before, right? Like at events, at other events, even like other Ludwig events where he was drinking, nothing happened, right? So
yeah,
and to that, I honestly say like nothing ever happened because like in the Melee community they'd sweep that shit under the rug, or the people are not seeing it as a big deal. That's the reason why. Like that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah.
And with the whole bystander effect though, like I'm not too sure. I can't really say bystander effect because he's literally handing Mango another beer after he did all that shit. And like, yeah, no, you're saying, yeah, Mango's fine and all that shit, and it's like, no, he's not. He's really gone. Oh man, no. Tofu with the raid. What's good? Stream is fun. About that,
there's another comment from Oreo talking about the 2025 beer cart. Was a bust. Had the Mango stuff not happened, it would have been talked about how bad it was compared to the past 2 years. You could barely tell who won. So I never knew about beer cart before this thing. So I mean, I guess in a sense you are right, because I mean it went incredibly viral for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, you know, I mean, I found out who won because I was watching multiple perspectives and found out that Void won. Had that not happened, so I mean, you do have a point. Had that not happened, I don't know who won.
Check out the 2024 Burial Cart. Yeah, this is like the first time that we've ever heard of Burial Cart ever. I didn't even know that it was ran already 2 years prior until we watched like Ludwig's video being like, oh, Mango's banned from events. But I guess we will check it out probably off stream. If we can get it on stream, we will try. But
yeah, no, Shadow, you got anything to add about like bystander effect, beer cart, whatnot?
Or a comment that stands out to you?
Besides the obvious fact that I never heard about it either, but
yeah, I don't think any of us have. Like,
yeah, I was just like, I didn't even know that was a thing until recently.
I think I remember Void talking about it at one point.
Maybe, but on a note about the bystander effect and just how much of a problem it can be, understand that people always assume that some other person is always going to do it. When in actuality, you need to be the first one to take action regardless of the situation, because at the end of the day, you never know. You never know if anyone's going to, and if it keeps escalating to the point like it did with Mango, it's just going to turn worse and worse and worse and just lead to irreparable damage, honestly. So, yeah, I think it's kind of fucked that that the people who were trying to do something about it essentially got shut out, and the people who could have done something about it refused to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and I want to touch on this real quick about the beer cart in general, bro. That event was weird. Everybody was stripping down. Void threw up before he won. Let's talk about.
He puked on one of the dude's keyboards.
Yeah,
and Ludwig, he's like, I didn't even know, and then he watched the clip, and I mean, I don't remember if he laughed or whatever, but he was like, oh man. So like I don't know, dude. It also just seems like, because like I don't really drink, but like I'm a sipper. I'll make a drink last 2-3 hours, but like it's crazy that you don't even really know what's going on. And also, like, I don't know, the event in general is just like, I feel like it's just setting up for some type of disaster.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, if it wasn't Mango, it probably would have been somebody else like doing something. The more I think about it, because like that is crazy. Because, like, okay, let's say Mango was only doing that to, like, his homies, right? At this event. It still would have been a bad look. We just wouldn't be talking about him getting banned, because he would be doing it to guys.
Exactly.
Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah, because it's like, it's at a public event. And like we said last time, it being at a public event is the huge problem. Yeah, you know, like he was rolling on the floor with Aiden in the beanbag chair, and they were, you know, play fighting and stuff. You know, Mango was trying to get up at one point, and they were like, "No, sit back down," and they were messing with him. He's like, "Let me up, bitch," and then, you know, they were just playing around and shit.
Yeah,
it was that it'd be a little bit less bad, but it would still be pretty bad because public event.
Yeah, like he'd get side-eyed. Like, whenever he goes back to these events, but he wouldn't be dropped from C9. I doubt he'd be dropped from C9.
Yeah.
Or get banned off Twitch. Like, that's like another thing too. Like, and we're gonna. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we move on to the stop killing games, and then we're gonna circle back to Ludwig?
I do want to bring up something Goof said.
Oh.
I did forget that Offbrand Studios does no longer exist. So that that probably was like the biggest reason
Oh
why
yeah,
Oh, it's like officially gone.
this year's Burial Cart was not as great as last one.
Offbrand
Yeah, they
Games.
announced that in like I want to say
Offbrand Games
December.
is still there.
Offbrand Games is still around, but Offbrand Studios is
Studios.
gone. The Studios is like the one that ran like LACS and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
Got
they
you.
disbanded a while ago due to not getting enough revenue from the games. We talked about this ages ago privately in regards to just a lot of like the disorganization of the studio.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I thought.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember now because games is separate from studios, so that's where the confusion was.
Yeah. Okay. Last comments before we move on. All this don't demonize Ludwig either. In turn. I mean, I'm not really. I think we're being kind of fair a little bit. I mean, maybe we're demonizing him, but it's also like, dog, are you a good friend or not?
I feel like you
I
at
feel like it's
at
perfect
any
work.
point you need to call out the bullshit regardless of whether or not you are regardless of whether or not you're like, you know, trying to be friends with them or not. Like the whole
Yeah.
point of being a friend is to call them out on their bullshit.
Exactly. Like we've had Christmas parties where, like, me and friends go with like my girlfriend's coworkers. They all get together for the Christmas party. They, we're the babysitters. They go out, they get drunk. And there's been times where we've gone out the bar, and we're like, "You on the curb, sit down now. We're getting water." Like, because they're getting too crazy, they're getting out of hand. I mean, they're not doing that, but I mean, we're like, you've gone past your limit. You need water, and then they argue with us, and then we sit them down. But we're not even best friends,
It's also not even like, oh man, you're doing too much, or you're gonna like embarrass yourself. No, it's also a safety thing because like you could fucking slip if you're drunk as shit. Like, what if you slip and hit a curb or like hit a table, something?
Yeah,
you fall into somebody. Literally, you are like uncoordinated as fuck if you're drunk.
That's another good point from Oreo.
Yeah.
Ludwig the whole time was saying that Mango's fine. Don't worry about it. He does this every day. That doesn't make it okay.
That's not good. Like
that he
how many brain
needs to
cells is
further
left?
apologize. Yeah, further apologize and said, you said banning chatters and shutting it down. Like you said before, like I mean, I don't remember the exact quote. It's in a stream. I'll link it in the video, in the comments. But basically, where he says he has no guilt and has no regrets for it. I don't remember the exact wording, but I was just like, you don't like.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing where he said I don't have regrets. That's what causes me to like not even trust him, right? Like, cause like how can I? Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to drag it out further, but I mean we can move on to
I mean,
is pirate
it's
the
fine.
next one?
It's a lot to. It's like a mouthful to handle, but the long and short of it is that
It's all good.
we're basically condoning both sides. Like right, both sides are in the wrong here. It's just that it would be nice if Ludwig would actually act like a true friend to Mango and help him out during these times, and then of course Mango just trying to figure stuff out himself as he tries to find rehab and works on his alcoholism problem. That's basically the long and short of that.
I mean,
but
there's also another way to drag it out if you want. like the people like also championing him. Like it's like, oh man, you're still the GOAT. Like even like before he apologized, because that still happened. Or you did nothing wrong. These women deserved it. I saw a couple of those.
Oh lord!
I saw a few of those, and my
do not remind me.
Oh my god! Yeah, you just unlocked one of the. Oh my lord!
Like,
I remember one
of
those. It got so many likes.
We also should talk about this, like, and we're gonna like sit on it for a couple minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
Really quickly, if you ever, and I mean ever, come to my face and say that you would rather sexually harass a bunch of women than play Ultimate, I never want to see you in public ever.
Bro,
That is disgusting.
I'm literally like gonna either like yell in your face or I'm fucking like bitch smacking you. Like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna link this in the Discord, the podcast chat. This was one of the ones that I first saw where I was like, my jaw dropped. And I don't know if you want to show that on stream or not.
Oh no,
We're not, but I
no,
think-
I'm doing
Just because
it.
of the end.
Oh.
Just because of the end. Like, I was like, dude, that's crazy work, bro.
No, like okay, no, we kind of should show it. Like, I don't care if if the video doesn't do well because of it. I mean, we got everybody hopefully boosting it after because no, this is important. This is like a problem I've been seeing as of recent, where like what do we want people in the in our space or not? Like, fucking pick one. Like,
Yeah.
Like, you want more people in the scene. You want it to... Just more people in general, right? This is not gonna help. Like, being this abhorrent, like, has a ripple effect. Like, word of mouth is still powerful.
If that post was rage bait, then they gotta find better shit because that was awful. That was just awful.
No, I'd like to go into the topic of rage baiting real quick. Just a little
This man doesn't even have the blue check mark. This dude's just doing it for the love of the game at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What do you get out of this? What sort of sick satisfaction do you genuinely get out of rage baiting people? Because I genuinely don't understand it.
Yeah. Like, it's also like, it also sucks because like fucking Elon made it profitable to rage bait on Twitter. So like, that's another effect.
Yeah.
I won't disagree with you there, Goof. There's a lot of bullshit that happens on Twitter as it is, but at the same time, it's like, it's so easy to just like disregard it. But I guess the point is to not to put it in a topic where you can't disregard it, huh? What if people piss me off sometimes, and it's worse that they're just hidden under the veil of anonymity, so they're just able to do that without any sort of consequences.
That's why
there's a ton of replies in there. I mean, that's just one of the ones I remembered, and I had to find it real quick. But
it's why I put my face out there. Like, is because I don't want to be a fucking monster. So like this puts me in check. Cause if I do, I fucking deserve what's coming to me, right?
I feel like even in that regard, you have enough of a general what is that word? General morality to just not do that shit, even without keeping yourself in check.
I mean, this is just like another. It's
insurance is what it is.
Yeah,
because we all know you're not like that.
Oh yeah, but like this fucking shit changes people. Like, it's almost never for the better, but it is what it is. We can move on to.
I won't disagree with that statement.
The pirate software shit.
Yeah.
If
anything else happens later, we'll cover it.
I'm being called for something, so but Jaz, you want to take it away with the stop killing games?
Yeah, we can.
I gotta hop out for a sec. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
All good. Yeah, I apologize, y'all. It just heartbreaking. And this is coming from somebody who just doesn't like using social media in general. And I talked with Tech about this, right? I need platforms to promote my graphic design. And Tech was like, you gotta bite the bullet off and use Twitter. And I hate using Twitter, but until I can get my personal website done, I gotta find other ways to promote my shit. So That's why I don't like being there on all. Even with Blue Sky, I like barely use Blue Sky, and I'm on there. I'm just not a social media person to begin with.
With
So,
permission, I'd like to send the tweet in question to the chat because Lobo is asking about it.
go ahead. We're not gonna show that tweet on
We're not going
stream,
to
but
show it
yeah,
directly on
chat.
stream, but if anyone's interested in Twitch chat, I did send it.
Yeah.
View at your own discretion. So
Yeah. And there's tons of other ones, like I said before, that are in the retweet replies that are
it's like
some are
plenty of
crazy,
those.
some are, yeah.
But yeah, I do like to apologize for that. And if anybody was uncomfortable with me actually saying what we saw, I do apologize for that either. We do want to make sure all of our viewers they feel safe here. So, just minor disclaimer before we do move on. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But whew, okay. For Mr. Pirate Software. So for those that don't know,
Okay, I'd actually like to interject
apparently
something.
Rivals 2 got review bombed.
Yeah, I'd
What's
also like
up?
to interject something. You should probably explain what the Stop Killing Games initiative is.
Let's
Because
look
there's
it up
plenty of people
because
that do not know
all
what
I
it is.
did was watch a Charlie video about like what the heck was going on. I didn't really fully understand what Stop Killing Games was, so we're gonna go ahead and like look up what it is
The
and
funny thing
try
is,
to get an idea.
and I'd also like to preface from my point of view, because this is something I actually do know a lot about, exclusively because of the other spaces I've been in. I like the idea, however, there is a massive problem with it. And it's in regards to something I'm super familiar with because of my old times in the MMO space specifically. But I'll explain more once we get the full detail on what the initiative stands for.
Yeah, so I just went ahead and looked up what the website is so we can read through this together and see what it's all about. So, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods, with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned
Planned
obsol-
obsolescence.
obsolescence, thank you, and is not only detrimental to customers but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of this practice is largely untested in many countries. Over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia, and have brought forth petitions for a new law on this problem to various countries. A list of the actions taken to date can be reviewed here. As of 2025, most consumer action on this matter has concluded, and we are awaiting decisions on it from several governments. However, there are few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they are eligible. European Citizens Initiative. This is the most powerful option at our disposal, but it requires a massive number of signatures from the EU countries in order to pass. If we can pass the signature threshold, there's a very strong chance that the European Commission will pass a new law that will both protect consumer rights to retain video games that they have purchased and advance preservation efforts massively. Then there's the UK government petition, and then I'm not entirely sure. Okay, this is related to those who live in France. You're not
I'll
currently
be
funding for
right
Stop
back.
Killing Games. Any claims of fundraising activities in our name are fraudulent, etc., 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 etc. So, from I guess my understanding is it is an initiative that is aimed at the preservation of video games after developer support ends.
Correct. And this is specifically aimed towards live service games. Think like Rainbow Six Siege, or like Apex. They've specifically mentioned The Crew, which is a game that was shut down due to what was it? It was shut down because a sequel was released. And unfortunately, what ended up getting caught in the crossfire was a single player experience that required online to play, and since the servers were down, there was no longer a way to play that game, even if you wanted to. Like, you could literally spend money on that game and you wouldn't be able to play it at all. You'd effectively buy a brick.
Damn, they called us the fuck out. Well, not Outcast, but damn,
What I
they
do?
called the US out.
Yeah.
My bad. It says on their website under their past actions that they submitted a complaint to the FTC in the US on The Crew, and it says no response, but this was expected. Can't say I'm surprised either, so I don't blame him for
Yeah,
putting that there.
so-
But anyways, I apologize, Shadow.
I'm gonna quickly interject. I don't know if you guys talked about it already, but like, yeah, no, them going to the EU it first is powerful. You want to know why iPhones they changed their charging ports?
It was because of EU.
Yeah,
EU.
yeah, literally. So, yeah, you cut out. Yeah, no, like if they say like no to like your thing, like change it, you will fucking change it. Otherwise, you lose like a good chunk, like a good portion of your market, which was smart. I applaud that. Don't fuck with unions.
All right, so Shadow, continue with what you were saying.
Hold on, let me get a more detailed version of this. I can't spell initiative. Oh, I'm being silly with this thing. Hold on. Can I get a more detailed version of it, please?
I'm assuming we can't do
Okay.
anything about it, right?
I
than
believe not,
other than
because
spreading
I want
awareness.
to.
No, all we can do is spread awareness on it, because it's mainly for the EU and other stuff. I'm trying to like get more.
Wasn't there like I did see like a video that said the end of Stop Killing Games. I don't know. And it wasn't a video from Thor. It was like a video from like the actual people that were in charge of it. I want to say.
Okay.
I can double check that.
Yeah. So, under a normal lens, this would be good. Like, this looks like it could be promising, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the nature of just like, okay, games as a live service being an absolute problem. Because in the gaming industry, especially because once there's no longer any money to be put into the game, it immediately shuts down and people lose all progress that was related to that game. This has happened to quite a few games already that I know of. And it sucks when you spend all this time, all this money, all this effort, and then you essentially get nothing back in return. You don't even get the enjoyment of what you purchased. All sounds fine and dandy, right? This seems like a good movement. And it would be. If it wasn't for one specific genre entirely. How many of you are familiar with the MMO space?
Yeah.
I love Star Wars: The Old
And-
Republic.
Yeah, and quick little gander. How familiar are you with the cost of development for MMOs?
I have no
An
idea.
atrocious amount.
Not at all. An obnoxious amount of money. So
Like, it's an atrocious
Yeah.
amount. I know that because we've talked about this in
Yeah.
private a bit.
Yeah. So the issue MMOs have, and this is something that was explained by Thor actually for a few times, as well as some other main content MMO creators, that the MMO industry in particular is not necessarily designed to fail, but like whatever. Like the MMO industry is designed to effectively keep providing services in exchange for the amount of money, usually through a subscription service or expansions or all of that stuff. So they have to recoup the costs used to develop games,
Yeah.
which are, as you said, astronomical. So the problem then becomes what incentive is there? Because we're already in a state where MMOs are a dying breed. You might have seen a few good ones being released. I'll give you an example in Lost Ark, because that one was actually really good. But at the same time, it eventually turns into a scenario where people lose interest because they consumed all the content there is. And this is another issue that has been happening a lot recently. People are completing games way faster than other people intended. I mean, just look at how fast people beat Elden Ring.
True.
And then essentially dropping ship and moving to another one. Because at the end of the day, they've consumed all they could. So, like, when it comes to, like, video games that, like, single-player experiences or just stuff like that, you can enjoy the game as much as you want no matter what, even if you got bored of it and decide, okay, I'll come back to it later. Because at the end of the day, you bought that game. You get to own it.
Yeah.
When it comes to live service games, however, sometimes you may not buy the game because most of them are usually free to play. Or in the MMO space, you pay a subscription. But at the end of the day, if for some reason the servers were to just completely go down or they decided to no longer put any money into it, you would lose basically everything you've ever put into it. And that right there is the problem. That's the problem that the initiative is trying to challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, you can do this for live service games like The Crew that have a single player experience that have a single player experience built in, but is locked behind online, which is the scum of the earth and should honestly be addressed as it is. However, you can't really do that for MMOs because they are play as a service game. They are literally meant they provide the game and the server and the cosmetics, but at the end of the day, once they can't provide anymore, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's what Thor was trying to address. So now that I've said this, how do you feel?
I mean, it makes sense when you come from the MMO space and you're like, hey, they can't completely redo everything, so it can be like a single player experience. Because I remember seeing some of the clips because I watched the Most Critical video covering, that shit. And they are saying it broadly whenever they want to, save these games. But then there was that one instance where it's like, well, they're not specifically mentioning the MMO space. So it kind of just feels like a gotcha moment to me. Because it's like, yeah, but what about MMOs? Well, they didn't directly address it, but they didn't not address it. It's just for the wider perspective of like any of these other games that are,
Okay, I actually, Normal Punch, I'm very glad you brought up private servers because this happens to be a topic I'm also heavily invested in myself. I have played a lot of private servers for games I've thoroughly enjoyed, and usually it's under the guise of they're better. But here's the problem with that. There's two problems with that. One is if the company in question decides, okay, well, we just want to hash it. We want to hash this game to potentially make a better one over the future. I feel like it would just be a form of obsolescence. Usually in a game that wasn't well received or through some other reason. You might have heard of Blue Protocol going through this because Bandai Namco essentially said this is a failed project, and people are trying to re-release it, not necessarily in a private server, but in a different server. Like there's already a Chinese server out for it, and the U.S. is expected to be getting that soon. The first problem is the fact that not everyone has the avenue to do this, especially considering they're either like, oh, they might just forget to release the source code, or the source code is way too complex for a lot of people to understand, or just people didn't have interest in the game to begin with. There's too much out there for everyone to just handle all at once. That's the first problem. The second problem comes in the form of money, which, again, even when you're like rehashing the stuff to reset the private server, it still costs a lot to maintain servers for there. So you essentially end up in an infinite loop of service ends in one server, you move on to the next server, service ends in another server, and you get the picture. And I've had this happen to me several times, and it's still the issue of you lose money once that service is gone. They don't give it back unless somehow they have like a revival, which I've also experienced too. But it's not nearly the same, and you can end up getting essentially scammed. So once again, the argument kind of falls flat with private servers too.
Yeah, they little bit of an example is I don't know if anybody remembers Mario Royale. That was during COVID era.
No.
Oh, you mean Mario 99?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was
That got shut down super quick from Nintendo. They sent that dude a cease and desist, and then he made it DMCA Royale, and then that got shut down still. And then for a minute, people did host private servers, so like it was talked about in the Discord. You did some things, and then people still played. Wasn't nearly as many players, but then eventually that died. So that's just to kind of give a point to your point of going from private server to private server. Except there was no other private server for this.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, eventually it's going to end. Like, some games are gonna have a lot more leeway and a lot more pull than others due to exclusively nostalgia. But eventually, there's gonna come a point where it's not gonna keep going, especially if there's already a better game out there that's either not in a private server or is a better private server. At the end of the day, it's a competition, and only the strongest can survive. And even then, there's no determining the strongest in an MMO, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to how much content can you shell out, and that players won't just immediately cleave through.
Yeah,
you know,
I remember when WildStar Online came out, like people were capping out and getting everything done. It was within the first month, and I had a lot of fun in that game. I was the complete like didn't know what was going on because I was like, yeah, I played World of Warcraft kind of, but then eventually that game died off too.
I'm gonna put myself in a bit of a darker light. I'm a little bit of a degenerate when it comes to MMOs, so I'm not really like, I'm way too in the know for stuff that I really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing, because I feel a lot more educated about like the point of this and why this doesn't really work for everything. Now, I do want to get back to your point of like, this is what Thor was trying to explain. However, from my understanding from watching Charlie's video, he ended up turning that into misinformation that he just put out there that was negative towards this initiative. And that's the main thing that a lot of people are mad about in regards to pirate software. Unfortunately, those same people looked at Thor's background as, what is he, like the something...
He's the son of a Blizzard developer. And
well, not just that. I'm talking about in terms of Offbrand Games.
Well, we'll touch on that
he's
real quick. I want to get into this real quick. It's not about that where, like, yeah, he does have a concern. It's more so how he went about it is the problem.
So the disconnect, I have no idea.
You explained it in a way where, like, oh, okay, well, shit. Yeah, about MMOs. Like, you really had to make me think there for a second. Right?
Like I said, I like this initiative. It just needs a bit more fleshing out.
Yeah, so, like, no, you're right. They should have explained how does MMOs fit, right?
Yeah, they probably just had it as a, like, it just looks like a blanket statement. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, all these other games that are being taken away, like, we want to save them for you, and, you know, preservation. It's like, Prime example. It's why I don't have I have like virtual console shit and stuff, and like I bought it on Nintendo One on 3DS, but like I also like all my physical media. So like, you know, all
That
that shit.
how you explained it is literally how Thor should have gone about it. But here we are. We're in this world where he didn't, and he threw a hissy fit over it, and now
True.
and like derailed the movement a little bit. When it
True.
could have, when this could have been educational and constructive. Here we fucking are. Like, oh my god, that's like the toughest thing about it. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like, literally, screw him for that. Yeah. Oh yeah, and he killed. Dude, for the dude, like, count how many times he said that this movement is ass. You could fill up a Little John video.
Oh.
You could fill up a Little John video, man. Like, with the amount of times, like, if you put ass every time he said ass. Like, and I don't know for who else is old like me and Tech, but have you guys ever seen the Little John video? Music video.
Yep.
But yeah, what we know that Thor's background is that he did work at Blizzard, but what is his role at Offbrand Games again? I genuinely don't know.
Offbrand Games. He was the director of strategy.
Director of strategy. Okay, so basically, people. I guess people somehow misconstrued that Thor was the person that was actually publishing games of himself because Offbrand Games was the co-publisher of Rivals 2. And then people were like, oh, this guy made this game. Let's go review bomb it because it's disgusting, furry, garbage, slop, whatever they said. And that happened. And it prompted a lot of people to respond to the review bombers saying that no, this Thor has no control over this game at all. This is Aether Studios. And I even prompted Dan to say something about it. And
You want to pull that up, Jaz?
I wanna go find what.
Yeah, no, you want to pull that up for the peeps.
Yeah, I want to go grab what Dan sent, and it's gonna take me a bit because I have to. It's fine. I have to go through Zeke's server because that's
No,
where I originally found this stuff was in Zeke's server.
No, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Normal punch. Jesus Christ.
He's
Hey,
spitting, bro.
hey man,
But,
Rivals 1 was also like pure furry slop garbage, but it was our garbage. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Damn it.
Yep. I love my furry trash smash. So the shitty part about all of this shit happening within a week's span, like me and Jaz talked, like, how is this week just getting worse? Like,
Oh
the
my
mango
God.
shit
The mango shit was already
indirectly
bad.
affects us. Ludwig opens his mouth and garbage comes out, and that affects us. And then Thor opens his mouth and has
Oh, no, hold
misinformation,
on.
doesn't
You
bring the thing
you
out
got the
right,
timeline
and then
wrong a
that
bit.
affects us.
You got the timeline.
Did I?
Yeah, no. Thor opens his mouth. We get shit, right? We get a big mean shit sandwich. Then people look back at Ludwig because Ludwig makes the news again because of like his behavior at his own event, and it looks it back into his background. What has he done? Oh, we get even more shit.
So we have
Yeah, I
two
feel
people
like-
that made this Rivals of Aether game, and now we have a problem with it.
Yeah, I feel like
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that in a moment. I do want to read off what Dan responded to one of the top review bomb messages.
Whoa.
Which, as of today, though, a lot of those messages they get deleted. So Rivals 2 is back to positive reviews as of recently.
It's 80%.
Even though I think
It's
they might
80%
still say
overall.
mixed.
It's
80% overall.
overall, and then within like the past like 30 days, it's been like 75%.
And that's good because that's what we like to see. That's the tweet that Zeke grabbed from Dan, and we're gonna go ahead and read this. I'm gonna actually zoom in a bit so people can see.
Yeah,
So-
I was about to say, don't make me pull out my spectacles that don't actually have like prescription.
Yeah. All right. So Dan leads off as this. Hello. Thank you for your concerns about Rivals of Aether 2 and the Stop Killing Games initiative. Firstly, I would like to make clear that Offbrand Games is a co-publisher on Rivals of Aether 2 and not the sole publisher. They are handling a lot of the marketing, streaming, and promotion responsibilities, but aren't directly involved with the development of the game, nor do they have any ownership in IP rights for Rivals of Aether. Now, I want you all to keep marketing, streaming, and promotion in the back of your head, because we're going to come back to that with Offbrand Games momentarily. And Aether Studios has no issues with the Stop Killing Games initiative, and we have already taken steps to preserve our own games. Rivals of Aether is made in Game Maker, and has gotten updates for over 10 years now, as we push a patch this year fixing bugs. We have even gone beyond what most games would do by uploading select versions of the first Rivals of Aether as Steam beta builds, so players can see snapshots of what the game looked like in earlier development. Rivals of Aether 2 already supports offline play, and will continue to do so, even if our multiplayer servers were taken down. Players can play local matches, arcade mode, training mode, and any of the other local modes, while not connected to the internet. We also have our backend developer currently working on listen servers, where players can play online matches without having to connect to a dedicated server. We plan to launch them within a year, and it would allow players to continue playing multiplayer matches online even if our multiplayer servers were taken down. It is true that Rivals of Aether 2 is built more like a live service than our first game. But that is because for years, we kept updating the first game as if it was a live service, even though it was never intended to be one. So going into the sequel, we knew that we wanted to have systems in place to handle more frequent content release. Because we have made a hardcore competitive fighting game, we know that the net isn't as wide as other multiplayer games, so a lot of our revenue comes from providing good cosmetic content to our existing fanbase in order to pay our team and add new features that players are looking forward to. This was our intention long before we were approached by Offbrand Games and signed with them as a co-publisher. While we do understand your objections with Pirate Software's stance on Stop Killing Games, he does not speak for our studio or dictate development of this game. And I'm going to read that again. While we do understand your objections with Pirate Software's stance on Stop Killing Games, he does not speak for our studio or dictate development of this game. And that was Dan's response to that whole debacle.
Goated response, honestly. That was like...
Thank goodness for Aether Studios and Dan. They put a lot of heart and soul into the games that they have. Even though Rivals 1 is like getting updates at a much slower pace, I can guarantee you this. They are still working on a Switch update, by the way, to make sure that the Switch version gets caught up with the PC version. Now, granted, every PC patch that gets rolled out that affects Basecast is going to push the Switch patch back more, but you also have to keep in mind there's like 2 devs still in charge of Rivals 1, being Yossi and Gik, right? So even though the Switch version it hasn't been caught up yet, you can trust Dan in knowing that that's still being worked on. And as even Dan stated in his own thing, Rivals 1 is a 10-year-old game still receiving updates. What other developer, indie or big time, do you see doing stuff like that? That's amazing. And they go beyond that by giving you access to earlier patches of the game that you can play on. You have the early access patch. What other patches are there? You have the one before they swapped netcodes, the one before Definitive Edition, the one before Workshop 4.
Patch, which is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, the April Fool's patch. They have a lot that you can play on. And that's really cool. That even though Rivals 1 was supposed to act like a live service game, they still mimicked it that way. And that's amazing. That's how dedicated that these devs are. We may not agree with a lot of the decisions that they do, but they have good hearts and good minds for the most part, and like what they want to do and how they want to make their game successful. Right? So I want anybody who's watching right now who does not have Rivals 2 or knows a friend that does want to try Rivals 2, I want you all to buy it today while it's on sale. It is 30% off right now. Buy this game.
Sale.
Yeah, buy this game, leave it a review. Because these devs, they're working their asses off. And they may not be the greatest at like communicating things, but we know for a fact that they're working their asses off to make sure that this game can be as successful as possible.
I laugh at the communication. Get more on
Yeah,
that
I
for
know
me.
you did.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
Aether Studios, the long and short of it is that Thor did, it could have, like Outcast said, it could have well been avoided if it was a more constructive conversation instead of just saying this is ass and then having the people that didn't like what you said end up review bombing something that he's not even in charge of at all. Rivals 2 did not deserve to get caught in the fray of this at all. And while things have been resolved, it's still not a good look for Offbrand Games, and that perfectly segues into our next point, our biggest point for tonight, and our biggest question for tonight.
This is where I want people.
Should Aether Studios part ways with Offbrand Games? Now, for those that were just tuning in now, allow us to recap why we're bringing up this point, and we can go ahead and close this out.
Damn, I was watching that.
Let
Anyways.
me...
Guys, I'm trying to keep it light. Like, this is pretty heavy. Like, this is heavy. This is heavy stuff, man. Like, I'm trying to keep it light, but like, yeah, no, like.
Yeah, this was not an easy day. I don't want to say we dreaded today's episode.
We
but
need to get it done.
Something has to be said.
Nope.
But yeah.
Yeah, nobody's talking about it. And I'm like, all right, even though we just started this thing, it's like, okay, this is like, we probably should, even though as small as the voices are, as our voices are in regards to plat fighters, like, if it has to be talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'd also like to send you something, Jaz, that might actually be useful. Here you go.
But
alright, well, I'm grabbing this. So for those that are just tuning in, to recap, we went over what happened with Mango. Ludwig is also
finally
under
catching
fire as well.
Finally catching fire because all the footage came out.
Yeah,
after everything was said and done. And then Pirate Software actually being stupidly stubborn and not taking any criticism, thus Rivals of Aether 2 gets caught in the crossfire of everything.
A little note, what I sent to you, Jaz, will shed a lot more light on what the founder himself thinks of the situation.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna share this because this is amazing. So, guy that made the video on this.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna share this real quick as we discuss this question. So, long story short, Ludwig under fire for his responses in light of Mango getting banned and all that. And I did mention earlier that Lud was doing some stuff for Supernova where he made Melee free, and he's planning to do something for Rivals 2. I feel like, and I forgot to say this, I feel like that Supernova not only decided to ban Mango out of the safety for everybody, but they did that maybe because Ludwig was already banning him from his events, and because Ludwig is working with the Supernova team for stuff, then they probably just didn't want to deal with that again. Again, I can't confirm or deny this. This is just my speculation as to like why Supernova might have been the first event to issue a ban that quickly. And it's literally because, well, Ludwig is the common denominator there. But anyway, Ludwig under fire, Thor pissing people off and causing them to review bomb people. Not review bomb Rivals 2 for no reason.
Yeah.
Why should we keep Offbrand Games? Now, real quick, I do want to read this from the campaign founder, Stop Killing Games. I'll be quick with it.
Kind of want to circle back in a bit, but yeah, finish this.
I'll be quick with this. So Ross said, I was asked to comment on this. I was unaware of this happening. I will say review bombing isn't a part of the movement at all. I think signatures on the initiative is the only thing that's actually going to change this industry for what we can do. I'm genuinely indifferent if people want to review bomb a game or not, but this is kind of a special situation. Honestly, don't know anything about Rivals of Aether, besides hearing some say Pirate Software has a connection to it. Even then, I'm not seeking damage against Pirate or people associated with him. I only wanted misinformation cleared up on the campaign, and we've already done that. I'm not seeking retribution in any way against him or others. We have already taken steps to preserve our own games, and that he's citing something that Dan said. If this is true, then I think review bombing the game is especially dumb and counterproductive. The entire damn point of SKG is for publishers to have end-of-life plans. While I completely understand the frustration at the industry for wanting to change the practice of game destruction, review bombing is way too small fry for what we're trying to do, plus in this case it could be aimed in the wrong direction as it is. I'll just end this saying, according to an insider, Ubisoft announced offline modes because it was scared that the initiative would pass. If you want to wield power against people in the industry causing problems, figure out how we can reach more people and get more signatures. P.S. To the Rivals devs, my apologies if Clowns review bombs you when you have an end-of-life plan. Excuse me. This campaign is single issue, so it involves a lot of different people. Some aren't going to be as bright as others. And that's basically what Ross said, TLDR. W-man.
So
I like it. Good response.
One thing I want to touch on before we move on to like the heavy hitter is your review bombing. Probably the most consumer-friendly fucking fighting game I've ever seen. Like, yeah, there's not a lot of things to do, but like they said, they're gonna update it. But the reason why a lot of their revenue comes from the bundles and skin packs is because the DLC characters are free.
Yep.
And now there's a way to like play peer to peer if the servers do go down. That's another thing that they've discussed. So there is an end of your life plan if they do go under. So review bombing, like Ross said, is very inefficient, actually really fucking dumb. So
Yep.
What's being achieved here? Like
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. It's like Shadow said earlier about the people that are rage baiting. What do you accomplish? You sleep better? You feel good?
Dude,
hey man, look what I did.
No, you probably go to
Like,
bed.
come
You
on.
probably go to bed pissed off. And
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just to Jazz's point of like, should they distance themselves and cut ties? I don't know, because to this day I still really don't fucking know what
dude.
Off-Brand Games does. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest.
Are they
they're
the ones
pinned.
making the trailer?
I think so.
I mean, if they're the ones making the trailers, then I mean, yay.
I don't think so, because the last couple of trailers we got behind the scenes footage. We got behind the scenes footage of how they put together the Advent trailer, right? And that was done by Kells, who's a dev, right? So that was done by Aether Studios themselves. And they reach out to like other people. They reach out to other people for like some of the animated stuff. So the animated stuff that we saw in Olympia's trailer, the stuff that we saw for Absa's trailer, even the little cute things that we saw in Maple's trailer, they outsourced other people for that and put together everything else themselves. Right. And I want to go back to a question that Normal Punch asked. What marketing, what events, and what strategy is Offbrand actually providing? And that is a phenomenal question. Exactly what are they doing? Because as far as we know, their marketing for Rivals 2 has sucked. It has sucked this entire time.
Yo, if okay,
we only got one LACS. We only got one LACS out of Offbrand Studios before they went under. We still don't know what the hell Ludwig is planning to do with Rivals 2 at Supernova. For all we know, he could just easily make that a free entry event like he did with Melee, but again, we won't know until he actually says something.
Just so he can say, this is the most entered Rivals tournament offline ever. Look at me.
And that's a note. Every like major event that has currently happened in regards to the current circuit series right now is mainly from Aether Studios because they have already done this in Rivals 1 through the Rivals Championship series. So that's not really Offbrand doing anything. That's Aether Studios. And
they're putting in all the work, and he's just attaching the name to it.
Despite me about to give shit in this next thing I got coming up, they are working their ass off, doing their best. Like we said, it might not be best communicated. It could be better, but they are still the ones doing it with the small team that they have. I don't know if these guys are concerned. I'm a little concerned that they're atrociously workaholics, dude, because this is insane. So yeah, what is Offbrand doing?
I mean, they're constantly doing shit. That's been honestly, that has been the question since the beginning. We have asked this. Honestly, I think we're all dumb, all of us in this call, for not creating a goddamn Nult board at this point, asking what the fuck do they do? Because what do they do? Besides just say, hey, up airs you. Here's a combo.
Up airs you, up airs you, up airs you. Oh my god, I remember that because you were the first one that said that.
It's so stupid because if you are a publisher and you're not just throwing money to the company that they can have, because to my understanding, they're not throwing money to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I've heard through, the grapevine. So if they're not doing that, and they're charged of the marketing, just like, was it Normal Punch said it? Yeah, just like Normal Punch said.
Yeah.
Then what the fuck are they doing? They should, if you're a business, you should have a schedule. You should have a person that is literally a social media manager. And, all right, if every other Tuesday is a patch drop, then you should be like, hey, be sure to check out the latest patch from Rivals of Aether 2, where we're dropping new burger skins for the food fight event, blah, blah, blah. Have it shouldn't just be like, hey, I just threw this out here. Check it. No, it needs to be. This isn't hard. This isn't hard whatsoever.
You're
Create a schedule. Figure it the fuck out.
You're a marketing genius. What could they have said for Food Fight?
What could they have said for Food Fight? They could have hyped it up a lot more. And then when they had the trailer drop, they could be having it every day leading up to it. If it was dropping on the Tuesday, announce the trailer when it came out, and then have it promoted. And I mean, whether you want to push it, it should have been everywhere. It should have been. I know that it was on TikTok, and I know it was on YouTube and Twitter, but continuously push it. Be sure to check this out. You do not want to miss this. You could even create a different form of an ad for it instead of the trailer.
What was the last thing I saw from Offbrand? Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up because holy shit, I remember all of us were collectively bro, why would you say this, guys?
Yeah, when you have. So for people who don't know, I make ads for a living now. That's what I do. So when a company asks me or whatever, or if I'm working on a couple projects for them, I'm not reinventing the wheel every time. I'm just finding a different way to promote the video in an ad. Because like, yeah, they can drop the trailer, but you can also have someone there that's like talking about it. And if social media manager, maybe the person can be well versed in that, and they can do a 15-second ad goes a long way. It's a different form of media.
So,
And people will be like, oh, wow, this is different. Not really. It's not different at all, but it gets more clicks and it gets the attention.
so
If you want the game to continuously be successful, then you should be promoted. You'd be like, all right, before this tournament comes, we got the food fight event coming up. Check it out. These skins will probably be featured at CEO, just shit like that. And none of that was done. It needs to have a schedule. That's the biggest point. Communication and schedule. It always comes back to communication and schedule every damn time.
okay, I found the tweet that I was like, that really actually just prompted the question for us, right? Before all the shit went down. Okay, so this is before the Steam Summer Sale, right? Guys, do not buy Rivals of Aether 2 for the next 24 hours. Reason, trust me. Source, my uncle at Offbrand Games. What? Huh?
That's a
was in
shitter
reference-
account that tweets that.
Oh my god! It was because of the Steam Summer Sale.
That's what I said.
Why.
That's literally what I said. But it's like, bro, who, like,
That's such
why
a
would
bad
you-
way to
Why
advertise
would you
it.
say that? Why? You know what? It's probably easier to count like how many good tweets they've come up with, right? I'm pretty sure they talked about the Orcane bidet. That's already a good one, right? Like the bar's in hell, guys. Like, trust me. The other one was Forsburn backshots.
Oh lord.
That one was funny. Should they do that again? No.
No.
Oh,
That was funny. But please don't do that again. Because what do we gain from
the quirkiness of the company is that they're not a company. Like that's a shit look.
Like, oh my god. Honestly, yeah, no. It's let's
Like,
go
does
through.
it not make sense that like the expectation of a company is professionalism? Because
Yeah, that makes 1,000% sense.
Offbrand has not hit any of those marks.
So even if they weren't professional, right? This shit isn't even funny. Like, it's not even funny.
Yeah,
That's my problem with it. It's
like that. That's the funny quirkiness to it. Hey, we're not actually a company. We're just like you.
Well,
Haha. No, it's ass, bro.
like, what was funny or entertaining about the other the tweet I just said because we already referenced it earlier. Up airs you. While like Claren's doing like 6 billion up airs, like in a clip.
Yeah.
What is that? What is this? Like,
You want a prime example of marketing that's still kind of in a professional space? Look at fucking Slim Jim. Look at their Twitter account.
My god!
Look at their TikTok account. They're everywhere.
It's not even just that.
And
they
honestly,
also have WWE.
that grind is crazy. They are so good. And it's just enough to where you get that homie vibe from them when they comment on something or if they retweet a video or whatever. And then you're like, "Oh wow. That's kind of dope." Cuz it's fucking Slim Jim.
You want
Meanwhile, off-brand.
I heard Slim Jim was a bit of a jerk. I don't know.
God damn it.
So you want to know you want to know another good example of like market professionalism out the fucking window, but it gets their name out there. Fucking Wendy's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wendy's.
Yeah. Dude, I love Wendy's.
Man, I did not want a Baconator until I saw like Wendy's roast the shit out of like this one Twitter user.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll get to comments. We'll get to like comments in a sec. The Beast, I'm sorry. But yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this out there.
Input.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Like, dude, no, like Aether Studios is a lose-lose situation. Like, don't get it twisted. But I really honestly just wanted to rant about the fucking marketing being ass. Because
if
that's what
it
it's
is
been.
true, if it is somewhat true that Offbrand Games does give Aether Studios money and they end up parting ways with them, then they lose money, right? Because I know Tech, you were saying, oh, they're probably not giving them money, but in the off chance they are, then yeah, they're gonna be losing that, and they would have to try and find other ways to receive large amounts of money so that way they can keep developing the game outside of obviously publishing cosmetics and all that, right?
Yeah,
But
that's the
at
hard part because we don't know.
right, because especially after last week, it's like I don't think any, not even just any esports orgs, just any company. I don't think
Oh,
any
well,
company is going to want to invest in
we'll get to
like
that in a
plat
sec.
fighters right now.
Because like I just thought of another example where like professionalism was there. You ready? There's this little game called Sleeping Dogs
Mm-hmm.
where, dude, the
Oh
promotion.
my
The
God.
promotion on that game went nuts. You first of all, you didn't even know if it was a fucking game or a TV show or a movie, like with the trailers. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, dog. If you watch that trailer for Sleeping Dogs, it's like it's crazy. I would want to play the game, or I'd want to see a movie of this. This is insane. That was published by Square Enix. Square Enix gave them that funding to do all that. Where's this from Offbrand? Like, if they even have money in the first place, that's
Yeah,
another thing.
It's
just the clouds. Dang it. Oh wow.
Because to my understanding, it was like, oh, they're not going to give us money. They're in charge of the marketing and all the other stuff. And I'm like, all right, where is it? Where'd it go?
Force
never
burn.
here.
Actually,
Force
yeah,
burn.
that makes
Force
that
burn
makes
back
normal
shots.
sense. No,
Because if it would have been, if they would have given money, then the Kickstarter just would have been, all right, the community didn't completely hit the goal. Boom, here's the rest of the money. Hire as many people as you want. Make a complete product on release. Get it done. And then it would have been a lot better. But that's why I don't think that they're given money in the first place. And then back to the marketing, like they also need to promote the events. They need a schedule. If there's a big tournament coming up, then they also need to be talking about it.
Speaking of
Be
that,
sure to check out.
How often did they even mention the big tournaments that were already going on?
I don't
I don't
think
know.
they have. I don't
How
think
many
they have.
times? How many times do you tune into a Twitch stream, and it says, you know, Supernova, FT period, Mango, Zane, Cody, all that, and then they do it the same for Rivals. So why wouldn't they tweet that out for tournaments for Rivals too? Featuring Cake Assault and all these other players and
Just
Switch. Come on, it's
just
not
like
that
just
hard.
like Akon, they forget their Twitter the Twitter password when it comes to actually promoting their shit. Keep in mind, Offbrand Games Rivals 2 is like their first publishing thing, the first thing they published. By the way, want to throw that out there.
Yeah,
Did they publish or did they just attach their name to it at this point? I don't really know.
It was they co-published it, but
Co-published.
I'm wondering if like the other games that Offbrand Games is looking to co-publish, if they've even been getting enough marketing as well. Because keep in mind the rest of these games that they're working on, I think they're both in development, and it's I blank on one of them, but the other one's like Aethermancer or something.
Folks, I ran out of ad blocks. I'm sorry.
Rip.
And I genuinely just wonder if those two games are even getting enough marketing either. If this is how much like marketing and promotion that they're doing for Rivals 2.
Here's a better question.
Probably
Do we even
not.
know how far in development they're in right now?
No, I don't actually.
Because
Here, I can open up Steam and check.
I've heard about Aethermancer, but that was mainly because of just like some random post or tweet that was made by like in one of the channels I follow. But like, other than that, nothing. haven't
I
heard
remember
jack.
I remember one of the tweets relating to Aethermans who were like furries only from Offbrand Games. I was like, huh? What they mean by this?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That one was like probably one of their better ones. I'm gonna be fucking honest. Off
Yeah,
of
but nobody knew it was Aethermancer at the time, and somebody could have easily thought that are they talking about Rivals 2? Because
Yeah.
both of the games use creatures, so it's hard to like tell like oh what are they talking about? You got two games with Aether in it, two games with creatures. Which one are you talking about? But yeah,
yeah, they just seem to retweet either ship from Symbiote Studios and Aether Studios shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
Patchwork was definitely not shown whatsoever. The only reason we knew about it is because someone we knew was going to it. That's about it.
Yeah, no, like. Okay, so we could probably get to like a bit of the comments, but actually no. Before that, we should probably talk about like why everything has a ripple effect, right? Like Mango getting dropped from C9. What's the ripple effect here for Rivals? Like specifically, like we've talked about last.
well,
Dude, the
for
ripple
starters,
effect
Mango.
is-
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, y'all. I don't want to.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, the first ripple effect is just like Mango was a person that always played Rivals 2 whenever, like every now and then, especially if there was like bigger tournaments or whatever. Like even when HBox hosted the Rivals 2, whatever controversial shit. Regardless, Mango played in it. Because I know some people didn't like the HBox tournament and stuff, but Mango played in it. It got more eyes on the game, and then people were like, oh wow, I like this game. I want to try it. So that was a good thing, but now that isn't going to happen anymore. Also, like the effects of him being at the public event, and Ludwig also probably lost sponsors because I think he had some. I heard a rumor that Cutie Cinderella had a sponsor from Nintendo, so that probably also wasn't a good look. Not that Nintendo was going to help Rivals 2 because it's competition, but if the other sponsors are dropping, then you lose that connection to if Off-Brand hosts another event and they see that Ludwig's name is attached to this Off-Brand studio, which is attached to this event that he's going to be throwing on, and they see previously about Mango's behavior, and he's a Plat Fighter player, and they don't want nothing to do with it, then that's a loss of more money as well, because what if that company was going to put in $5,000 into the pot bonus to help the players? Now we don't get that. Or if they could have helped something with, like, I don't know, let's say Monster Energy goes with Off-Brand, and there's this exclusive event for Rivals 2, and everybody has a Monster Energy skin, and Zetterburn crushes the can above his face, and he's drinking Monster Energy.
No,
and that gives them a bunch more money, and then everybody buys it or some shit like that,
No.
right? Well, what if they saw the event and they're like, oh, who's this Ludwig guy? And they're like, oh, who's this Mango guy? Why did he get drunk? Oh man, we don't like that. So that guy knows that guy, and he got oh fuck that. No, we're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. And it just goes for it. Also just goes with, Thor also. Like Rivals 2 is just kind of catching it from both sides right now, and it's like they're all sides, honestly.
So yeah, no, with Mango it's indirect.
Honestly just ass.
With Mango it's indirect. With like Ludwig and Thor, it's more direct. And we've seen it. We've seen it happen. And I mentioned it earlier where, yeah, Thor opened his mouth. Rivals gets in shit. And then, yeah, it literally happened where people looked back. Who else is involved in Rivals? Oh, Ludwig. Oh, and what happened with him? Oh, yeah, Burial Cart. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. So, like, what if in this situation, the people that were affected through the things that Mango did, let's say they weren't forgiving, right?
Oh, that would look worse even on... That would look way worse.
Yeah, so then it also burns a bridge between Ludwig and said streamer, so they don't want to go to the events anymore. What if Ludwig was going to try and plan, which should have been done forever ago, having bigger streamers try the game out to get even more eyes on it? Now they don't want to do that, so that's another bridge burn. It's just another ripple effect. Not saying that would have ever happened, but just another added thing to it, you know?
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I
think about that.
was.
What Normal Punch said. I'm sorry to
Potentially not playing
interject.
Rivals 2 at Evo.
Oh,
That's fine. I was just reading it too.
fuck.
Would be a huge loss. Yeah, that would be a huge loss.
That is a huge loss, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've previously talked on here about like how we want Evo to be the spotlight that Aether Studios takes advantage of. And
That's-
this means it's like getting like big names into playing the bracket, just all the big stops to promote their game, the next character being revealed, maybe another mode being revealed, all that.
Yep.
Mango potentially not playing Rivals 2 at Evo. It hopefully shouldn't affect that much, but I can see the reason as like, oh, why that's gonna be a heavy hitter. But we do have people like Plup and Spargo still attending the event. Plup obviously being the winner of Genesis X2. Spargo, everybody loves him, knows and loves him from Ultimate, want to support him. So we should be fine, but
Yeah,
that
it'll
is
be
a good.
no,
I can see
it's
the
not.
reasoning for that.
It's not a, like, oh man, like Evo's done. No, it's more so like, man, that kind of sucks. That really kind of sucks. That could have like that could have driven more like story. That could have literally driven more storylines and more
Yeah,
more
because
viewership.
more big names playing in Rivals 2, more viewership
Well, it's
for
not even just
Rivals 2,
that.
more potential revenue.
Like it's not even just that. Mango makes the game look dope. Like when he like has Zetterburn under his command. That's just like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
Unironically, he actually plays Zetterburn like Zetterburn, guys.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh my god, yeah, Mango.
The
It's
other
a-
thing that
it's
I
a big
wanted.
loss.
Oh yeah, Jazzy, go.
No, my bad. I was gonna say that I was gonna add on to what Tech was saying about like, oh, Mango actively played Rivals 2 and all that. He does have a creator code, and he was like one of the big, I
Oh
believe so,
shit.
and he was like one of the bigger names that were promoted when the creator program initially launched. And I know there is a note board asking for his creator code to be removed currently.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to add on to Tech's point about like, oh, Mango is actively involved
was-
with like playing Rivals 2 whenever he was like bored of Melee or something, or just wanted to play the game. But yeah, you guys are saying something about Mango also had Evo Legacy from Melee, like
Yeah.
Normal Punch is saying in chat.
Yeah.
You got it, Outcast.
What?
Because you
Okay.
were saying something before.
Oh no, I kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, back to the Mango. Like, okay, he lost subs, but at the same time, I think that's not a statement of cancellation, but just showing that his community is holding him accountable. I don't know if we touched on this earlier, but like, not subbing to Mango at that time isn't really gonna help because that's gonna screw over Joey. And Mango made a statement on that too. So
About
if Mango
about the
was
sub stuff?
yeah. Like all the money was gonna go to
that
Joey.
that was on Patreon. Yeah, on Patreon, all the subs that are there, he lost a lot. All that money goes to Joey for the podcast.
Even if Mango was just gonna spectate, just having him there, maybe even commentate, who knows? Like
Yeah.
that still would have been good. It's just like it just sucks. Cause like how I see Evo like being
it
like
does.
rivals being at Evo, I feel like that's like just like good for plat fighters in general. I know people give shit to multiverses, but like having multiverses there was good because like that's a plat fighter out there. It's like, oh yeah, regardless of how you feel about that plat fighter, it's like, oh, what else is out there, right?
Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
good point.
But
So I'm just really hoping that this trailer is more than something. at Evo to help. Really good example is, well, maybe not a really good example, but like Little Nightmares 3 just dropped their like little baby direct on like all the stuff they're adding, and like the new game's coming out. They have an enhanced version of the original game. They have a comic book that's coming out. They have, there's a second season of their podcast coming out. There's another figure that's coming out. There's something that looked like maybe it was a small teaser, but it looked like maybe it's a series or some shit. Not saying that Rivals 2 has to have all that, but just something that's just like new character, story mode, boom, bam, boom, 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 all this overwhelming shit that you're just like, oh my god, how can this get better? Oh my god, it just got better. I need to go buy this fucking game right now. And then, they spend hundreds of dollars, and Aether Studios is like, fuck yeah.
So
we don't need Offbrand.
No. Okay, when it comes to the Offbrand shit, bro, I just want the marketing to be better, man. Like, this shouldn't be a hard ask. This shouldn't be a hard ask. I don't know, like, what it is. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, what they're doing, what they've been what they've been doing is weird. You can't tell me otherwise. It's at least not been good. But hold on. Platfighters being a subgenre versus just Smash Clone can only benefit Rivals, and Evo can be a big exactly. And here's why. It kind of sucks. Like, now with all the news coming out, and then like, yeah, you also got Evo on the horizon. Now, like, the devs, like Aether Studios, really need to kill it and like have something insane. Like, not only just a new character. Yeah. No, like, you literally now need this. Like, yeah, having them being there at Evo is like, they're gonna get people no matter what, right? But I feel like to maximize like everything at once is like, yeah, new character plus like new modes or something, literally anything. Like, on top of like a new character, because like, there's no way a new character is not being announced at Evo. There's like no way.
Yeah.
If it's not a new character, it's at least like 3 fucking things you can do, like 3 modes, like fleshed out modes. There's no fucking way. Like, I would be so sad. Yeah, literally new character plus first chapter story mode is good. Is like a good way to do it. But now it's unfair. Like, I feel like it's a little unfair of me to like ask of like intermediate advanced tutorials at Evo. I beg that they announce a port, even though they said port is taking. Oh my god, yeah, that too. Even like, yeah, maybe a console announcement too instead of story mode. Who knows? Like, that could be good. But no, but what I'm saying is, what I'm about to say, like, feels unfair of me to ask of the community. But I feel like it has to be said. It's like, yo, at Evo, like, please just be fucking awesome. Just
behave.
No, literally, no, like, as little negative press as we can. Cause holy shit, like, we cannot. I feel like we can't get hit with more bad news. Like, so and so did this at this event because they were inebriated. Yeah. They're like whatever, whatnot, or they got heated, or whatever. Like, I don't want to fucking. I literally woke up to like the mango shit. I don't want to wake up to see like this, and the third happened at Evo, or Evo after party.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking see that. I don't want to see that it was like I don't want to see it happen at all. First of all, like, all communities across the board.
Yeah.
But like, dog, like, if it happens to be somebody in Rivals, like, yo, it's a fucking wraps. Like,
it's over.
Like, it's actually like, and I'm saying this as somebody that has a creator code and has been making content for the game, because I feel like there is hope for us to like have like a game that might not punch against Smash, but at least like be the alternative.
Yeah.
And that's why this like shit hits close to home, because you didn't get any of that shit with Roll 1, and that's mostly why I'm pissed off about that. Anything you guys have to add?
It's true. Just if you're going to Evo, fucking behave.
Like,
Be loud. Be respectful. Get eyes on the game. Do good shit. You know, if you're playing in multiple fighting games, I mean, here's something that's simple, like just word of mouth. Just being like, oh hey man, it was great playing you. I'm gonna go check out my Rivals of Aether 2 bracket. That game's pretty fun, man. Have you tried it? And then maybe that gets someone interested. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this game? Oh wow, that's kind of cool. You know. And then
okay, you know
maybe
what?
that works. I don't know. We
You-
gotta get more people.
You know what? Fuck it. Fine. Tech. You win. You know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
You-
Uh-oh.
No, not
Oh.
that, not that one. No, no, your character.
Oh, not that one. Not that one. Okay.
no, God
Ooh,
no.
oh, my character?
Oh,
Okay,
fuck
okay,
it.
okay,
Fine, you
okay.
win. Other heavyweight water. Fuck it. Fine. You win. I hate you. This is probably that's
so
probably one of the
wrong.
only ways we can pull ourselves out of the hole. For context, guys, like I've been a hater of the sweat monkey. I've been a hater,
Mhm.
and like one of my point of contentions of them not releasing Hodan is because they already have a heavyweight water already in Edelus. But fuck it, dude. Fine, you guys win. It's probably one of the only ways to pull ourselves out of the hole in this one, because also Hodan's a charge character, so like I feel like
Yep.
I feel like fighting game players would gravitate towards that.
I also don't think that they can. They might not even leave Hodan as a heavyweight character if they decide not to. Because yeah, he was 1-1, but that doesn't mean
Oh, yeah,
there's a
that's
chance
true.
it could not
Fuck.
carry over into 2. Yeah, just
Shit.
look at Olympia. She was like an odd weight in 1, and now she's
No,
like
she was like
the second lightest character.
she was probably as heavy as Zetter. Shadow, you know more about that.
Yeah, okay, to be fair, Olympia was released in a state where she was way heavier than she honestly should have been for what she did. I had also heard like comments regarding like that those are two vastly different characters. They're essentially the opposite of what they are, and I was just like, I guess when you put it that way, yeah, it could be. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, this is what a brawler should be anyway. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck, dude. Fine, you all y'all funny monkey with a towel enjoyers win. Fuck.
Yep.
That was most.
That or we get Randall, your dream character. And
The-
they
they
just
have
straight
the-
up
Or we
make
get a
it-
completely new character.
The
Or we
yeah,
get a completely new
well, I mean, the
character.
completely new character is the necromancer or Abyss character,
Yeah.
and just make them
No,
just
I
make
mean-
them look like just make them function like JP. Like, oh yeah, like this
No.
dude. Look at this dude's VFX.
keep that little menace as far away from this game as possible.
Keep Ori away from
Dude.
me, bro. Like we already.
I can't wait to play Shmori and Schmovel Schmite. That'll be great.
All
It's my
right.
favorite characters.
Yeah, I think that just.
But yeah,
about-
no, Randall does constitute as a dungeons character, and they did say no dungeons
they
characters.
did say
year
no
one,
dungeons
so
character. Ah, shit.
gonna have to wait a little bit for him.
Well, no, it's.
But yeah,
I'm just saying that as like a okay. Well, this would kind of be hype, because like, this dude looks so fucking cool. Oh,
Yeah.
look at look at this, look at this. Oh, what was the thing that he slings? Obsidian.
he
Something
gives
that.
like Amsidian to like
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, bro. He like cracks that. He like gets stronger. Yeah,
Mhm.
totally. Yeah, no, but no. Anyways, I think that just about like wraps everything up in a bow. Like this.
Yeah,
this shit sandwich.
The TLDR at least of our question should
Oh yeah, we didn't
should
even answer
Aether
the fucking
Studios
question.
part. Yeah, so Outcast, I'm gonna let you start. Should Aether Studios part ways with Offbrand Games?
So
What do you think?
Beast was saying in chat like, "Hey, this would also just be a bad look on them if they just decided to part ways with them." Which, like, yeah, no, I could see that. That is 100% true. But then, like, whoa, we're kind of getting shafted in this deal because they have not done. It feels like their marketing has been less than subpar. Not even subpar. Not even the bare minimum. Like,
Yeah.
you're not. We're not even on the floor. We're literally at the center of the earth. Levels of the bar, where the bar is for marketing.
All right, Shadow, what do you think? Should Aether Studios drop Offbrand Games?
I feel like at this point they just need to continue doing their own thing as they always have been, instead of just like focusing on logistics at this point. Because, as we said before, Offbrand's not really doing anything extra that Aether Studios wasn't already doing. So
They're somehow doing less.
Yeah.
but I feel like, yeah, like I still feel like the unnecessary backlash is like not gonna amount to anything, even if people are like saying, "Oh, maybe they should just cut them off." I feel like they should just continue doing what they have been doing. You know?
Yeah. Tech.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with Shadow on this one because I mean, like, to me, it just seems like they're over there working on the truck that is Rivals of Aether 2, and they're cranking it, and they're like, "Hey, can you come help whenever you're free?" No, all right. Well, I guess I'll just get this fucking shit done myself real quick, and then get the other characters in. I mean, that's how it feels. And like, you know, they could just be like, "Can you do more? Can you do something organized at all?" Well, you guys don't communicate. We're working on it, and we're working on the game. What are you doing? So
Yeah, no, the
Never
They could
community.
forget,
drop it
guys.
out.
I know.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Oh, that is a deep cut. But no, okay, yeah, fucking communicating them
was so
badly communicating their like RCS shit aside. Like, I still feel for them. I still feel for Aether Studios. Jaz, what do you think for dropping? Drop.
I mean, prior to this discussion, I was like, they just got to get rid of them because like, what are they doing? The bad press from Ludwig and Thor is not
It's like-
helping them either. But at the same time, like you guys are saying, they've already been doing quite enough on their own. We've already been doing RCS like ourselves for the longest while. The only thing that's different about it is that for some reason the online events are being outsourced to HBox, which obviously not a lot of people are happy about that, including myself. I do wish that
Well, we'll
those
talk.
stayed within like the realms of that. Well, yeah, within like the realms of the community, but it was put in the hands of trusted community members from Rivals 1. That's just me though. They I think Aether Studios has been doing a good job. They do still have a lot to work on with communicating. Their marketing, even though the bar for like marketing between Offbrand Games and Aether Studios is in hell, it's clear that Aether Studios has been doing better with them. Even though it's not that much of a difference, but they have been doing a good job with it. And like Synthesis said in chat, yeah, they just have to push through the bad press, right?
You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
They need Evo. They need Evo to hit. They need
Yeah.
honestly everything else leading up to Evo to hit as well.
That's another thing too. Yeah, as some people know, I'm going to Gommel, and like this, like all this bad shit is like, yeah, no, I gotta like. It makes me feel like I gotta like do my damnness to like be good and like maybe. Just maybe like fucking reach out to other people like, hey, try this game out, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what people. That's like really all we got. That's really all I could do. Like, as small as my voice is, that's like what I feel like I gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all right. I do want to say one thing.
Oh.
I guess if for anybody out there that I guess if you're like hesitant to try Rivals 2, or you have a friend that's hesitant to try Rivals 2, and you're going to Gommel, Coach Zeke actually will have a booth open where you could sit down and play games with like top players or himself. So maybe you could, if you want to give the game a shot, maybe at Gommel, if you're going there, go to Coach Zeke's booth. Try out the game for yourself and see if you like it, right? And as we mentioned before, just be good people, behave, don't be weird. Don't try to convince people to buy the game, but don't be all in their face about it. Please.
Oh my god, that was a thing. That was a thing in Roll 1, guys. Please, I don't want another repeat of that. Holy fuck.
Yeah, we don't need
Holy
need that.
shit,
and yeah, just be good to each other,
okay.
right? This is a last week was a very, very unfortunate week for just everybody, and unfortunately that did fall on Rivals 2, but We'll get out of this. We'll get out of this.
I mean,
I
okay,
believe.
last PSA. I know there's like a boat party for Gommel, and like there might be more after parties for like Supernova as well for Evo. Like I want to really emphasize this. If you're at those after parties, just think to yourself, should I drink that? Should I drink? Should I keep going? Right? Who's around me? Who are my actual friends? Who can put me in check, basically?
Yep.
That is like one of my last like fucking PSAs. Me being Mr. Buzzkill, but no, like this. I can't emphasize this enough. This needs to be said because this is actually fucking ridiculous. Like how often this happens, just specifically in plat fighters.
Yeah.
You guys got anything more to add on that one or no?
Yeah, we don't need people downing drinks so they're like, so man, sucks what happened to Mango, huh? Can you get me 3 more beers? Like, we don't need that, all right? Just fucking behave, you know? For the most part, they're fairly well behaved. So, just, do good. That's it.
Shadow?
Yeah, do good, be good people.
You got anything else to add or no?
I'll just state with a statement that should be addressed by everyone. Stay informed, but stay in your lane.
Oh yeah, true.
Sure.
Yeah, good quote to end things off
Oh
with.
my
That's
God,
gonna
Oh my
That's
god.
gonna conclude today's episode.
That's how we're always gonna end it out with a quote, either fire or funny or what.
Be a nice
I
change
might
of
as
pace.
well might as well make it a tradition.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've gone on long enough. That's gonna wrap up episode 3 for our podcast. This will be up on my YouTube channel, and I will put that in chat. If you would like to watch the previous episodes, 0, 1, and 2, they are available on my channel. And yeah, that's gonna wrap everything up. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you next week. While Outcast is at Gommel on my Twitch channel, actually.